Are you watching closely?
Are you watching?
I'm sorry, but all questions must be submitted in writing.
This is awful.
That's the price of a good trick. But you wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Greetings, my friend.
Oh, hey, what are you doing?
Oh, hey Pete, hey Blag. I'm just working on a magic trick.
Oh, great. I suppose you're going to want to show it off?
Yeah, well, naturally. Don't worry, I'll be quick about it. Here, check this out. Ooh.
You guys want to hear a poem?
Oh, I think one Vogon is more than enough.
Okay, how about,
You stole my magic, you dirty son of a...
Oh, dude, no one even remembers that character.
Okay, let's try this.
Here's the problem. There are many, many things. I'll give you an example. The problem is nothing.
No.
No, it's a good thing. And maybe you could feel differently about it. I know what's bad. And I'd hate to see you as an enemy.
Dang it. Okay, sorry, I'm still working the kinks out.
China's got a lot of money.
No, I said kinks, damn it.
China.
Make him stop.
By the way, China. And I don't mean just China, because that's, honestly, nobody lives there except for criminals, because they've seen things that you wouldn't believe. Think of that. You can't live there. You can't survive there. And I think that's really unfair.
Hold on a second, I can fix this.
He's incompetent.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. Just start the show.
In my travels, I have seen the future. And it is a strange future indeed. The world, ladies and gentlemen, is on the brink of new, terrifying possibilities.
Oh, hi there. My name is Prostetnic Vogon Jeffs, and in this video I'm talking about the 2006 sci-fi thriller, The Prestige. Directed by Christopher Nolan from a script by Christopher and his brother Jonathan, The Prestige is an adaptation of a 1995 novel of the same name, written by Christopher Priest. It's a story of rival magicians, of sacrifice, of jealousy and revenge. The movie stars Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman, Michael Caine, Scarlett Johansson, Rebecca Hall, Andy Serkis, and the King of the Goblins himself, David Bowie. Now, I don't do this very often, but there are some movies that need an extra layer of spoiler protection. This is one of those movies. If you've somehow made it 20 years without hearing how this movie ends, well, Jesus, how the hell did you pull that one off? But also, pause this video and go watch the movie first.
Just thank you for the warning.
Or not, whatever, I'm not your mother.
Let's begin.
Alright, Alfred Borden, a magician, is on trial for the murder of fellow magician Robert Angier. He is condemned, in part, by the testimony of John Cutter, Angier's stage engineer.
I design illusions and construct the apparatus necessary for performing them.
In the prologue of the film, we are witness to two scenes: the final performance of Robert Angier, along with his subsequent death by drowning, and a disappearing bird trick performed by Cutter for a young girl. These scenes are interwoven beneath a monologue by Cutter on the structure of every magical act. You see, every magic trick consists of three parts. The first part is called the pledge. The magician shows you something ordinary, a deck of cards, a bird, or a man. He shows you this object, perhaps he asks you to inspect it to see that it is indeed real, normal. But of course, it probably isn't. The second act is called the turn. The magician takes the ordinary something and makes it do something extraordinary. Now, you're looking for the secret, but you won't find it, because of course you're not really looking. You don't really want to know. You want to be fooled. And you wouldn't clap yet, because making something disappear isn't enough. You have to bring it back.
You like bread?
That's why every magic trick has a third act, the hardest part, the part called the prestige. By the end of the courtroom scene, we see that the young girl is Alfred Borden's daughter. After his imprisonment, Borden is visited by Owens, a solicitor working for Lord Caldlow, an English aristocrat and amateur magician. He wants to buy Borden's most famous magic trick, the transported man.
Well, I won't forgive myself for selling my greatest trick. Even for your daughter.
And even goes so far as to use Borden's daughter as leverage.
As Lord Cordlow's ward, she will want for nothing. Ever.
As a show of good faith, Owens gives Borden the diary of the deceased Robert Angier. It describes his attempt at deciphering one of Borden's encrypted notebooks, and his journey to Colorado Springs in aid of his mission. Angier believes that the great inventor and engineer Nikola Tesla has had a hand in helping Borden craft the transported man. So he asks for Tesla's help, for his insight, but is turned away by his personal assistant, Mr. Alley.
I'm sorry, Mr. Angier. I simply can't help it.
Angier returns to his hotel and continues reading Borden's notebook, and we are transported, Inception style, down another layer, further back in time. Back to the beginning of their relationship. They were two young men at the start of their great careers. Two young men devoted to an illusion. Two young men who never intended to hurt anyone. Borden and Angier were plants, magicians' assistants hidden within the audience and used to help sell a particular trick. In this case, a death-defying underwater escape performed by Algier's wife, Julia. Both men are ambitious, with their sights set on becoming headline acts. John Cutter, who at this point was the stage engineer for a more experienced Milton the Magician, proffers a competition to the two aspiring magicians. They are to attend a local performance by Chung-Ling Soo and figure out how he performs his goldfish bowl trick.
I've been led to understand that tricks are exclusively for children. Is that correct?
No, you should be fine.
You do understand that I myself am not a child.
Yeah, you'll be okay.
Whoever wins gets an audience with Cutter's friend, Ackerman, the top theatrical agent in London. Borden and Cutter then proceed to argue about the type of knot that should be used in Julia's act.
You just don't get it, do you? I mean, if that knot slips and Julia's on the hoist, she'll break a leg.
The Langford double will hold tighter.
It's too dangerous. If the rope swells up, she won't be able to slip it.
She can slip it, we can practice.
Hey, Borden, he said no.
Later, after watching the elderly Chung-Ling Soo perform his goldfish bowl trick, Borden and Angier give us the most important scene of the movie.
Look at the man.
This is the trick. This is the performance. Right here. This is why no one can detect his method.
Borden, a natural magician, sees through the old man's disguise. He instantly recognizes that this feeble, weak persona is the trick.
Trick is something a whore does for money.
Chung-Ling Soo is so devoted to the art that he lives it. He breathes it.
Not a self-sacrifice.
Angier can't believe it at first, which speaks directly to his character. He lacks Borden's preternatural understanding of magic. He doesn't understand what it is to sacrifice for his craft. Borden then meets Sarah and her nephew at a magic show. They fall in love, and this is contrasted with the death of Julia, who drowns during a botched escape attempt. Angier is distraught and heartbroken. He and Cutter blame Borden for her death, who shows up at her funeral to pay his respects. Angier confronts him about the knot he tied before Julia's final performance, but Borden can't remember which one he used.
You don't know? You don't know? You don't know?
Some time passes and Borden moves on with his life. He performs magic for a rowdy crowd and reins in the unruly audience with a bullet catch trick. But unbeknownst to Borden, Angier has disguised himself and infiltrated the event. When Borden asks for a volunteer to shoot the gun, Angier steps forward and slips a bullet into the primed chamber. Borden quickly realizes who the volunteer is and panics.
Which knot did you tie, Borden? I don't know.
He's saved by his stage engineer, a man named Bernard Fallon. Unfortunately, Fallon's interference only shifts the trajectory of the bullet enough to save Borden's life, but not his fingers. The injury jeopardizes the magician's career and prompts him to use a secret trick that he's been working on. Meanwhile, Cutter, who has been out of work since the incident with Julia, convinces Angier to give up his day drinking job and pursue magic again. They hire a woman named Olivia as his stage assistant and prepare a series of tricks for an upcoming engagement. Angier's new show gets a 1-week trial run. Borden, still angry about getting 2 of his fingers shot off, shows up to spoil the performance.
Sir, one hand on the bottom of the cage, one hand on the top.
He sneaks on stage in a disguise and sabotages Angier's disappearing bird trick, trapping a woman's hands within the metal contraption. The show is cancelled and Cutter and Angier are forced to retool. They need to come up with a new trick that will be undeniable. So Cutter sends Angier to a local science exposition.
Engineers, scientists, you know? That sort of thing. captures the public's imagination.
Where he gets his first glimpse of the genius of Nikola Tesla. After spotting Borden at the same event, Angier stalks his rival through the streets of London and discovers that he has had a child with Sarah. Back in the present, Borden confers with Fallon and, realizing that his days are numbered, decides to sell his great trick to Lord Caldlow in order to save his daughter. And then off we go back in time to Angier in Colorado Springs. The movie does this a lot. It jumps back and forth between different periods of time. If it doesn't make sense or seems confusing, well, that's a me problem, not a movie problem. It makes perfect sense when you watch the movie. Anyway, despite being turned away initially, Tesla finally agrees to meet with Angier, who wants the inventor to build a special machine.
Mr. Angier, have you considered the cost of such a machine?
Price is not an object.
Perhaps not, but have you considered the cost?
Tesla tries to discourage the magician, but Angier is determined to get what he wants. Reluctantly, Tesla concedes and admits that he's already building the machine. We travel further back in time. Fueled by jealousy and a bitter rage, Angier intends on continuing his malicious rivalry, but is dumbfounded by Borden's new trick, the transported man. Cutter is convinced that it's performed using a double.
No. It's too simple. This is a complex illusion.
It's a double that comes out at the end. It's the only way.
Angier, however, is positive that that is not the case, that Borden is traveling across the stage in the blink of an eye. Somehow. Olivia backs him up.
It's the same man. He wears padded gloves to hide his damaged fingers, but if you look closely, you can tell.
Intent on destroying Borden's show, Angier plans to steal the trick for his own.
The man stole my life. I'm gonna steal his trick.
We've got to find someone who looks like you on stage.
He doesn't use a double.
The only way that I know how to do it is to find you a bloody good double.
So, Olivia introduces the boys to Gerald Root, an out-of-work actor who looks remarkably similar to Angier, which I would assume has something to do with Hugh Jackman traveling back in time to a fictional Victorian England in order to impregnate multiple women. Eventually, after Gerald is trained to properly impersonate Angier, the new transported man is unveiled to the public. It's a huge hit, but Angier isn't content. He's upset that Gerald gets to bask in the adulation of his audience, and remains obsessed by Borden's secret.
I need to know how he does it.
Why?
So I can do it better.
He sends Olivia, with whom he has become romantically involved, to work for his competitor, to steal his secret.
You'll be my spy.
We just got our start. Now you want me to leave?
She's insulted by the request, but complies. She's so pissed at Angier that she legit leaves him and offers his secrets to Borden, who uses said secrets to con Gerald into blackmailing Angier for more money.
I was surprised, to tell you the truth. It usually takes them a lot longer to figure it out.
Just pay him whatever he wants for now. We keep doing the trick until Borden opens, and then we'll phase it out.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Fast forward to Colorado Springs. Tesla's machine is, seemingly, a failure. Oh, and back we go to another performance of the new transported man. Borden sneaks in and sabotages the act. He removes the landing pad from beneath Angier's trap door, who then falls directly to the floor beneath the stage and injures his leg. Borden then emerges on stage instead of Gerald, who has been tied up and lowered from the rafters. Angier confronts Olivia about her betrayal, and she convinces him that she's still on his side, even though she's fallen in love with Borden.
His notebook.
You stole it?
Borrowed it for tonight.
She gives Angier Borden's diary.
All of his secrets are right here in my hands.
It won't bring your wife back.
I don't care about my wife, I care about his secret.
But the diary is a cipher and requires a code word. So, Cutter and Angier set a trap. They abduct Fallon and use him as leverage to find out the secret to Borden's trick. It's one word: Tesla. Cutter refuses to continue to indulge in Angier's obsession, and Borden's secrets come between him and his wife. Sarah is on to her husband's deception. She knows something is amiss. We then move forward once again to Colorado Springs. Angier gets to the end of Borden's journal and realizes he's been duped.
Yes, Angier. She gave you this notebook at my request. And yes, Tesla is merely the key to my diary, not to my trick. Did you really think I'd part with my secret so easily after so much?
It was a ruse to get him to leave London. His journey to get Tesla to build a machine has all been in vain. Infuriated, Angier confronts Mr. Alley, believing that he and Tesla used him for his money with no intention of building the machine he requested.
Tesla never made the machine like the one I asked for.
He never said he had.
Well, you let me believe that he had.
You stole my money.
Because your funding had been cut off. You've been shooting sparks in my top hat, laughing at me all along while using my money to stave off ruin.
I am inventing electricity, and you look like an asshole.
So, Tesla decides to demonstrate the machine for his client. He uses Mr. Alley's cat, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to work. Or does it? No, it doesn't. Just kidding. It totally does. Just not in the way any of them thought it would. It creates a duplicate of whatever it targets, and the duplicate is sent to a nearby location. That is a lot of top hats. Hey, maybe we could use this machine to revolutionize production processes. Maybe we could use it to solve world hunger. Maybe we could use it— oh, I'm sorry, what's that? No? We're just gonna let some eccentric magician use it to win some petty feud? Oh, okay. Sounds good. Back in the present, Borden finally reaches the end of Angier's diary and realizes he's been duped in much the same way that he duped Angier.
But here at the turn, I must leave you, Borden, sitting there in your cell, reading my diary, awaiting your death.
His rival speaks to him from beyond the grave. It was a setup. Angier framed Borden for his own death. We travel back once more to witness Sarah and Borden fighting.
I know what you really are, Alfred.
He admits he doesn't love her, and she hangs herself in his workshop. Angier returns to London and contacts Cutter to put together one last show, a spectacle that is intended solely to provoke Borden. And it works. Angier teleports himself across the theater and the audience goes wild, and Borden is baffled. He derides his stage engineer for not being able to figure out the trick.
50 yards in a second! In a second! And all that we know is he uses a trapdoor. Ah, brilliant! What is going on under that stage? Why can't you outthink him?
He's absolutely indignant until he gives up. He throws his hands in the air and concedes.
So, don't go back there, you leave him alone. Both of us, just leave him alone. We're done.
But at a later performance, he shows up and sneaks backstage, where he witnesses Angier fall through the trapdoor and drown in Julia's water tank. Borden tries desperately to save his rival, but can't break through the glass in time. Shortly thereafter, he's found guilty and sentenced to death by hanging. Later, after agreeing to sell his tricks, he is visited by the mysterious Lord Caldlow, Robert Angier, alive and well. He's come to rub his victory in Borden's face. He doesn't care about his secret anymore. He's won.
I know how hard it is to have something so special taken away from you, don't I, Borden?
He's finally taken something from Borden to make up for Julia's death, Borden's daughter.
You always were the better magician. We both know that. But whatever your secret was, you have to agree. Mine is better.
Cutter visits Lord Caldlow in an attempt to keep Tesla's invention out of the wrong hands, and inadvertently discovers Angier's deception. He's furious. Concurrently, Borden and Fallon part ways, and that evening, as Cutter reluctantly delivers Tesla's machine to Lord Caldlow, Borden is put to death.
Oh my god! The card! The card!
Moments later, Fallon shows up to confront Angier. But that's not Fallon, that's Borden. Oh, what? Angier instantly understands the trick.
My brother. A twin.
Borden and Fallon were twins.
Cutter knew, but I told him it was too simple, too easy.
No. Simple maybe, but not easy.
They were both Borden. They were both Fallon. They each loved one woman. The Borden who was put to death loved Olivia. This one loved Sarah. They each had half a life, which was good enough for them, but not for Olivia and Sarah. That was the sacrifice the Bordens made. That was how committed they were to their magic. But Angier was not without sacrifice of his own.
No, wait, I'm not...
And even though Borden looks down on him for the lengths he went to, the depths he stooped to for revenge, he is unable to see what his rival has seen.
You did terrible things. Really terrible things, Robert. And all for nothing. For nothing.
Borden was so obsessed with the craft that he didn't realize who it was for. He questions what Angier did everything for, thinking him to be selfish, yet not realizing that his own obsession was equally hollow.
The audience knows the truth. The world is simple, miserable. But if you could fool them, even for a second, then you can make them wonder. Then you got to see something very special.
Angier dies surrounded by his dead doppelgangers, and Borden is reunited with his daughter. The end.
Whoa. Wait. Are you telling me that you have a multi-stage trick with hidden identities?
The Prestige is a thematically dense marvel of modern cinema. Obsession, jealousy, sacrifice, classism, identity. The relationship between protagonist and antagonist is complex and dynamic. It's not a movie that lingers in black and white, it wades through a thick fog of gray.
Exactly.
Neither Borden nor Angier are all good or all bad. They are two men consumed by ambition and emotion. The dialogue is so precise, so meticulously focused that it turns repeat viewings into personal embarrassments. Oh my god, how could I not have seen that? How could I not have known what that meant?
Once you know, it's actually very obvious.
There are few films that are this lean. Every single ounce of fat has been trimmed from the script. The only words that exist within this story are those that carry weight and meaning. The only shots that exist are those that hide or expose the film's trick. You could spend hours dissecting each scene, from the opening shots that telegraph the movie's central conflict, to the countless clues scattered like a breadcrumb trail.
I used a double.
I remember watching this for the first time and getting irked by one of the first scenes between Borden and Sarah. He's courting her and they've just returned from an outing as he escorts her to her apartment and asks to come in for some tea.
I use a cup of tea.
I scandalized the landlord, I think not.
She politely declines and he leaves. But as Sarah enters her apartment, she's surprised to find that he's already inside, holding a tea kettle. This drove me nuts on my first viewing. You know, I hate when movies about magic make magicians look like actual wizards. There's obviously some room for exaggeration, but when we're talking about stage magic, I can only suspend disbelief so much. So having Borden teleport inside Sarah's apartment felt like cheap Hollywood bullshit. But then you get further into the movie and you start piecing together what's really going on. You start connecting the dots and listening to the pointed dialogue, and it all starts to make sense.
When I get done with him, he could be your brother. I don't need him to be my brother. I need him to be me.
That's one of the things this movie does remarkably well. It slips you the cheat sheet under the table. It tells you exactly what the trick is at multiple points in the movie.
I couldn't fathom it, live my whole life pretending to be someone else.
You're pretending to be someone else.
I don't think changing your name compares.
Now, you're looking for the secret, but you won't find it because, of course, you're not really looking. You don't really want to know. You want to be fooled. And of course, there are going to be some folks out there who feel the need to prove how clever they are by chiming in with,
"Pshaw, it wasn't that clever. I thought it was completely predictable. I saw every twist and turn from a mile away."
Sure, buddy. Oh, you're so intelligent. You're so special. Although not intelligent or special enough to realize that the rest of us, the people who were falling into Nolan's narrative traps and enjoying the shit out of this movie, couldn't give a single solitary fuck about your questionable mental superiority. It's highly suspect.
But what's your point?
Sometimes it's easy to spot plot twists, I'll give you that. And maybe you saw through everything in this movie because it was super obvious to you. That's entirely possible. But just FYI, almost all of us have had that one friend who always says this kind of high and mighty crap after the credits roll. And we all nod our heads and roll our eyes and think, you know what? Maybe next time we shouldn't invite Kevin. Maybe next time we should invite that other guy who isn't such an insufferable sorry, where was I? Oh yeah, The Prestige is a masterfully written, well-acted film with beautiful cinematography, consistent and believable world building, and strong character development.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm here.
Great set design, expert pacing, a cathartic resolution that invites repeat viewings. Absolutely, without a doubt, one of the best movies of the 21st century. If you've made it this far into the video without having seen the movie, well, my apologies. This is one that you really should have watched without spoilers. It's still worth checking out just to see the intricacies of the production, but this one is very much in the same category as Memento, The Usual Suspects, and The Sixth Sense. There's really nothing quite like watching it for the first time. So yeah, sorry about that? Hey, you can't say I didn't warn you, right? Okay, see you next time.
Actually, there is no hell. Although I hear Los Angeles is getting pretty close.
Don't forget your hat.
Well, which one is mine?
They're all your hats, Mr. Angier.